You may want to cook this meal that we are about to make.
You'll want to
We're
cook it.
in the kitchen with Chef John Ledbetter of the Tap House in Hampton this morning. Listen to this. We're making oak smoked salmon penne with a Gouda red pepper cream. Yum.
Indeed.
Yes, very good.
Well,
let's get started. Yeah, and talk about first what we need to prepare.
First of all,
make this dish.
we're going to need some butter. I'm using salted. You don't have to. That's just fine.
Okay. Wait, why would you or wouldn't you?
Well, some people just don't want all that salt.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know, you don't have to use it.
Okay. So
We'll start with that. We're going to melt our butter and toast our garlic simultaneously.
Okay.
Now, while we're doing that, we can turn on the pepper over here.
Okay.
Just for purposes, I'm going to...
Now here, though, as we're seeing the ingredients scroll on the screen, what else do we have as far
We
as
have some
ingredients?
julienne red onion. We have some roasted red pepper that I've prepared before.
Okay.
We have some shredded Gouda cheese that's smoked.
Yeah.
Some Parmesan. We call them frazzled onions at the Tap House.
Okay.
Some people like
How do
the
you make
French's.
those frazzled onions?
I'll get to that.
Oh,
I'll show you.
Okay.
We have some salt and pepper mix already, and some bacon that I've cooked beforehand.
Oh, very good.
Also some dredge that will have to do with the frazzled onions when we get to that.
Good stuff. And don't worry, you didn't have to write all of that down. All of it will be online at thehamptonroadshow.com. So we have the butter and the garlic and olive oil in your pan.
And we're going to toast that.
Okay.
What we're going to do now is we're going to sweat some onions.
Okay.
We'll leave some of these for our frazzled onions later on.
All right, that's good.
We'll get
and
to
you're
that.
sweating them, meaning you're just
Sweating them
heating up a
means
little bit?
just a little bit.
Okay.
You don't want to overcook them.
You
just
don't want them
the
to
juices
caramelize.
to come. No, not caramelize. You just want them to give all their flavor.
give all their flavor. I like that.
Sound right.
Okay, meantime, what's going on there?
Well, what we're doing is we're roasting a pepper here.
Okay.
I prefer open flame. It really exudes a lot of flavor from the pepper. And just doing it over your gas range, if you have one.
Yeah.
You can do it on a grill outside.
Okay.
Or a campfire would be really awesome.
Oh, I bet that would be really, really fun.
But we don't have a campfire,
No,
so we're
no.
using the burner.
Just the kitchen here.
Indeed.
Now, this is a meal that it's fantastic, but you can make at home, but you're actually going to make it for Hampton Restaurant Week, which starts tomorrow.
We're going to make it all week. I believe it's from the 6th to the 14th.
Okay.
And Valentine's Day being that day.
Guys.
Come on out. You know, we'll have some great specials for that too.
Yeah. What is Hampton Restaurant Week all about? What's involved in that?
I think the whole idea is to get people to come out and try something new. If they haven't already tried these restaurants, well, then now's your chance, you know. And what a bargain, man.
Yeah.
$10 lunches, $20 dinners.
Okay.
You can't get better
beat
than that.
You really can't. Where's your restaurant location?
It's on downtown Hampton. It's on 17 East Queens Way.
Okay. Well, we've got a lot to do to get this meal prepared. What are we going to do coming up before we see you in the next segment?
Coming up, what we're going to do is we're going to dice our Roman tomato. We're going to julienne some fresh basil.
Okay.
And we're going to get our cream reducing.
All right. Sounds good. We're going to get with John Ledbetter coming up. First, though, we do want to check in with John Cash, talk about the weather for the coming week.
Oh, and John?
Full disclosure, John Ledbetter here with the Tap House in Hampton, putting me to work, and I'm making a complete mess. I was trying to do this flip thing, and I made a complete mess here.
Fire's over here.
Yeah, and the HamptonRoadshow.com, there's a camera streaming here, so they saw that all happen if you were streaming and getting that on the HamptonRoadshow.com. All right, we're making penne with
smoked Gouda, smoked oak smoked salmon.
Got it.
Roasted red peppers. And fresh tomato and basil.
Okay, so we've roasted the red pepper.
We've roasted the red pepper. Now, one of the big things is don't be afraid. It's going to burn, but that's just the skin.
Yeah.
Everything else comes off. And then that's how you get that fiery flavor there.
Right. So you take the burn
we'll put that
parts
aside.
away.
I've done that by myself already.
Because you're afraid to give it to me? Is that
I'm
why?
afraid to give it to you. Now what we want to do you want to do this?
Really big knife, yes. I can help you.
There you go.
I promise.
Just start by doing that.
Okay.
We're just going to dice this Roma tomato.
Right. And we're making a cream sauce. This is going into that cream sauce.
This is going into the cream sauce. We're going to cook the tomato just a little bit before we start adding the cream.
Right. And I saw the salmon that you probably took out of the refrigerator.
Exactly.
Or...
Want to keep that nice and fresh. You can go ahead and add the tomato.
Okay. I'll add this right here.
There you go. That's good.
You want
Maybe
a
little more.
A little more.
A little more.
A little more. This is a lot of pressure. Hold on. So put all the tomatoes in first.
Put all the tomatoes in first.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do, we can push that other tomato aside.
Okay.
That's fine. Now what we have here is basil, fresh basil, rolled up.
You roll
now
it up.
What you want to do is cut that just a little bit. Try using a forward and back motion.
Like that?
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
That'll work?
That's what we call a julienne.
Is that okay? Or okay,
No, that's perfect. That's what we call a julienne.
Okay.
That'll work just fine. Don't cut my finger off.
Okay. I will try not to, because then you can't finish the meal, and that would be really unfortunate.
Well, I can, but I won't.
Okay.
What we have here now is basil's, sweated onion, tomato, and garlic.
Got it. And you can smell the basil already opening up.
It smells good, doesn't it?
It really does.
Awesome. Now, what we're going to do is add our cream. We're going to turn the flame up real high. Now, part of the trick of this pasta is getting the sauce correct.
Exactly.
You want to get the sauce boiling, just like that.
Right.
Once the cream is boiling, we can add a little bit of Parmesan cheese, which acts as a thickener.
But you have to wait for it to boil.
We have to wait for it to boil.
The trick part, right?
Not simmer. What it's doing right now is simmering. When it comes to a full boil,
okay.
That's when you add everything.
So
right now we'll add our pasta so we can get that warmed up nice.
Okay.
And if you want to throw in those roasted peppers.
Right here?
Indeed. Go ahead.
Just put it right there. Meanwhile, you're still waiting for it to boil.
Meanwhile, we're still waiting for it to boil. See all the nice colors in there?
It's beautiful.
It looks pretty nice. Now we'll throw in some of this nice,
That's what I
beautiful
was trying to
salmon.
do earlier when I made all those spills. So
Yeah,
I've been told I'm not allowed to do that again. So that's when you put the salmon in.
And we'll put the salmon in. Now, the salmon's already cooked.
Okay.
It's cold smoked with oak.
Okay.
We don't want to cook it too much.
Right.
Because otherwise, what's the point?
Right, exactly.
We just use canned stuff or something,
Yeah,
don't want to use that.
do that. Right.
No.
Ooh, see what you did.
Yeah, all right,
it's not
fine.
easy. It's
I'm not
all
the best. I'm willing, but I'm not the best, all right? Shh. People are ruthless.
So you just put that's when you decide, though, to put the Parmesan cheese in.
I'm going to put it on top just to bring it up to temperature.
Okay.
Now, the cream will boil eventually.
Right.
This is TV.
Right.
So we got to wait for stuff.
It's okay. That camera that's streaming right now at thehamptonroadshow.com will catch all of the action. In the meantime, before our next chat with you, what will you be doing?
I'm going to be adding some white wine, some chicken stock, and the smoked Gouda cheese.
All right, so we'll do that. We'll catch you in a little bit, guys. In the meantime, Nick, thanks very much. You can make this meal tonight. We're in the kitchen with Chef John Ledbetter of the Tap House in Hampton, making oak smoked salmon penne with a Gouda red pepper cream. Yum, yum.
It's good, isn't it?
What have we done to get to this point? We're almost done.
We're almost done. What we've done here is we've sweated our onions, we've toasted our garlic, we've melted our butter.
Right.
We've reduced our cream, and now you see what we've got here. You want to get a close-up of this?
Yeah.
Is we've got a nice, thick sauce that sticks to the pasta. Otherwise, how are you going to get the sauce?
Exactly.
You're not.
You're not.
So, what we're going to do now is, I've mentioned frazzled onions before.
You did? You did, and you said you were going to show us how to make it.
I'll show you how to make them. We don't have any oil here in the studio, I think, because you've proved we oughtn't have that.
All right, enough. And all the oil is here, so I'll be doing some cleanup later.
What we're going to do is put a little bit of water on these onions so that the flour will stick to them.
Okay.
And once you've got a nicely dredged, that's what we call it, dredge.
Right.
Once we've got a nicely dredged onion, should look about like that.
Okay.
Then we put it in the oil. No more than 30 seconds.
Okay, that's it.
It'll be just fine.
And those are just like the ones that you buy at the store, only these are fresh.
These are fresh
made by
and
you.
better.
Okay, very good. So let's plate up, because you're done with this part of the dish.
I am. Can I have a fresh spoon, please? There's one over there to your right.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Making sure that everyone gets a little bit of the good stuff.
So, who wants more? Let me ask. All right. We'll see.
Now, if you'll follow me behind with that shredded Gouda cheese.
Do I
it's
put
also
it on top?
smoked right on top.
Just sprinkle it on top. So this is smoked Gouda cheese, which you can just buy at the store, right?
You can.
And then shred it up?
You might even be able to buy it shredded.
Ah.
Might.
It's kind of lazy, but it's okay.
That's pretty lazy. But there's something for everyone out there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Meanwhile, while we're doing this, talk about Hampton Restaurant Week, if you would, which starts tomorrow, which I imagine you've been preparing for a while.
We have.
Before.
It takes a little bit of preparation.
Yeah.
Well, it's just basically to get everyone to come out and try new stuff.
Yeah.
Which, it's always good to try new stuff.
That is always good. I mean, we know the weather may be a little bit dicey, but in any case, your restaurants will be open and you'll be cooking.
And there's a hotel right down the street.
Right.
So you don't have to go very far.
All right, good to know. So this is done, or do you put any more garnish with it?
Well, we're going to go a little bit more. If you would, sprinkle just a little bit of bacon on there. This crispy applewood smoked bacon.
Okay.
Got a lot of smoked ingredients in this, folks.
That's very good. It smells wonderful.
It smoked is always better.
And then you're going to put the frazzled onions on top.
Just a little bit of frazzled onions.
Okay. Well, guys, we've got all of these ready for us to taste. In the meantime, I'm going to check in with John once again. The answer to the pop quiz.